But I mean, we've just got an absolute banger of some matches on the cards today, starting off hot with a Scar hardpoint.
Yeah, Scar Hardpoint already kicking off. P1 on the board here. You see Houston getting some nice early kills, getting a little map pressure going their way. They get 4 pretty much uncontested there, so it's going to be pretty big. They do lose one in the process, but no big deal. So they got on that early time, also setting up, making sure they hold that P2 side of the map, make sure no one gets in for free. Definitely watch out for this Empo guiding light. He's going to be absolutely insane. Look over on the Houston team for guys like Empo and Dapper to just do their thing all night long. But the side over on Minnesota as well has some shooters. We'll see what they decide to do here to try to break this open and get to that P2 side of the map.
I mean, my goodness, trying to get over to that P2 side of the map, but the kill feed is just entirely Houston. No players from Minnesota able to get anywhere up the map. The 2 players left kind of spread out. One towards that mid cut, he will fall. Some split spawns a little bit with Minnesota now spawning on that P2 side, so maybe Houston giving up a few spawns as now the kills are going to go in favor of Minnesota. 4 down in the feed for Houston. Minnesota finally able to find themselves a little bit of time with Houston. All 4 spawning out, and Minnesota looking to climb back.
Yeah, Minnesota on this time. P1 went absolutely fantastic for Houston Warthogs, but now they got to try to break in. Players pushing in from multiple sides now. The kill's going their way, but you got to deal with Nasty. He's just going to barely stay alive here. Houston Warthogs on this time. But the spawns are up for Minnesota, hitting from that front. Nasty watching the back. He's got one player to beat out over here. He's going to be Empo, but his teammates still fighting for him in that hill. The kills go their way. Minnesota going to get on this time, but they have to watch their back. The mid-street spawns are in for Houston Warthogs.
Yeah, kills are good. Houston did a good job there of, you got broken. You didn't really get what you wanted on that P2, but, you kept Minnesota at bay at least a little bit. You didn't let them get a full 60, as the last 5 seconds not going to go or is going to go the way towards Houston. Over on the rotations towards P3, though, Minnesota is here. J-Sky, he's here. He's ready for it, looking for these Houston players. He will find one over towards top green, but his teammates kind of starting to fall around him. He finally gets some help. The pistol kills are good. Make it 3, but the trades are in. Minnesota, though, they are still over here on this time. The kills, the pressure just unrelenting. Remaining on this hill, no one for Houston able to get anywhere near this hill.
Yeah, finally, Empo going to be the first one up there. Does get a kill there. He's going to try to push on through. He's got some teammates up on the plane. Dap with 2, Dap with 3. Love to see that out of the mod of the league. Definitely not cheating, by the way. No, I'm kidding. But Soda with 2 does go down to Dap of all people, but Minnesota Floppr going to spawn out towards that P5 side, get a little bit of scrap time here on the P3. We're going to see the P4 rotation in for Houston. They have those back spawns locked up. You got to be careful. Soda trying to push through, gets one. The second player on the tank is going to be weak. Side of Houston now have to get some reinforcements to the back of the map. They are spawning all the way out towards green. Side of Minnesota going to have all 4 players up and pushing in. They get the kills they need to break it open.
Yeah, get the kills they need. They're getting the scrap time, and they have these spawns for this next. All these Houston players are going to fall, and they're going to spawn completely out over towards that P2 side. Nas, he's trying to, fight these players off from old with Houston. They're trying to break their way through this backside with 6 and Empo. He's trying to break his way in. He will find one. Some more Soda able to find one, as well as Nas is going to find one. So some trades rolling in the feed in the favor of Minnesota. It's Ridden. He's going to find a kill over towards the backside. But the time still remaining in the hands of Minnesota. Houston finally going to break their way in. They're still spawning over here, so not too crazy, but trades. I mean, it's kind of just checkerboards in the feed all day tonight with Houston. Finding themselves some time, going to crest over a little bit into that lead.
Yeah, Matty Ice in this hill now, picking up a couple kills there. Has to watch the front and the back. Going to be a little tough to do that, but his teammates are in the area. We see the rotation now coming in. The rotation battle between Nas and Empo. Empo now is going to spot this player out. The gunfight goes down, does win that kill as well. Houston Warthogs pushing from the middle of the map, trying to reinforce this up here. Got a couple players on this side of the map. The side of Minnesota Floppr trying to push from old. Only going to be up by about 10 seconds. That's going to start getting bled out, though. Side of Minnesota Floppr now hitting 4 players from P2 mid area of the map. Houston Warthogs going to have a couple players over here to deal with this pressure. Empo picks up 1. Looking for a bit more if he can. J-Ski from the front. His teammates to get a kill in the back. J-Ski goes down, but the push trying to come from mid-cut and from top green.
Yeah, kills are good. The time's still good for Houston. Minnesota trying to keep this pressure a little bit spread out, but the kills still going to kind of roll in the favor of Houston as Minnesota trying to break their way. J-Ski, he's going to break his way through the front. He finds one. Knows there's a player top green. Not able to find too much. He has the pistol, and Icebox is there for the kill, but more trades just back and forth, back and forth. Houston keeping Minnesota off this time. The lead growing just a little bit with about 14 seconds remaining on this hill with these Minnesota players falling and kind of spawning out all over the map.
It's getting a little crazy now as far as map control does go. But last time around, we saw the P1 go very dominantly in favor of Houston. They picked up a full 41 seconds on P1, which is absolutely nuts for a Scar P1. But the side of Minnesota Floppr did a great job on the P2, had a great bounce back. But you see a guy like Soda picks up 2 here. That's going to be great for his team. They're going to get this initial P1 time. Not going to have the P2 spawns like they might want. But a lot of teams do prefer the P3 blue side of the map spawns pretty much the entire map. So not going to be opposed to it if you're Minnesota. But the side of Houston, trying to get some pressure back towards this P1. Empo doing his thing on a 4 streak now. Did pick up 2 just a second ago. Trying to get more, but does go down. His teammates now pushing up to just relieve that map pressure and make sure they don't get pushed out. They want to keep control of P2. Only 20 seconds remaining on P1.
Yeah, 20 seconds remaining. Houston's doing a good job to kind of keep these Minnesota's players at bay and a little bit of guessing. But J-Ski, he finds 2, but can't quite find the 3rd with Raiden. He will eventually shut him down over towards top green. Finds 1. He finds another. These players for Houston just lighten up the feed. Minnesota now spawning towards back blue. Houston with the rotations. They're trying to grow this lead. They're trying to, punch these Minnesota players in the gut.
Watch that Raiden. Ooh, Raiden. Okay, Raiden and Soda just ran past each other in store. They're going to re-engage over by truck. Soda's going to win that one. Dap just trying to watch this close angle. Going to help his teammates out from the store side. But Minnesota Floppr pushing back over here towards the motel. Couple players pushed up front. 2 going to be out by satellite. 1's going to hit out that mid. 3 pushing from the front. The side of Houston Warthogs trying to get bodies on point, but getting cut down slowly. Couple kills going the way of Minnesota. They get a few more on the board just like that. They've got total map control. Just got to turn around 1 player. It's going to be Empo over by satellite spawn. So we're going to see his teammates all spawning blue house. 20 seconds remaining. Minnesota getting ready for that P3 as well. The number 4 player just holding down the middle of the map.
Now holding down a little bit of, I'm not quite sure.
P2s are great.
I know, just insane. But I'm not sure if Houston were second guessing themselves. Info was over here towards this front of this P2. His teammates kind of just staggering behind in that back blue. I'm not sure if they were deciding whether to hit this hill one more time or deciding to rotate. But either way, Minnesota, like you said, their P2s are just absolutely insane. And it's keeping them in these games. Impo, his teammate's going to fall, but he's over towards this mid-cut area to trying to find something. He finds 1, but gets traded out rather quickly. Minnesota trying to chain some hills together, but 3 kills in the feed for Houston is not what you want. All these players for Minnesota now over towards this P5 and green area. So Houston, when Minnesota gets a good hold, they follow up with one of their own over towards this P3.
Yeah, Apple also just slowing him down by hitting that mid-cut, but his teammates are going to get shut down there. So Minnesota Floppr are going to be on this time. Once again, they're getting the scrap time here over towards the playing hill, and they have the rotation of blue. Last time they had to break open that rotation, but this time they've just got it by default with a great last-second break really on this time. I say last second. There was 25 seconds left. They're getting a pretty good chunk of that. Houston Warthogs now know they have to break this. They know they have to get themselves over towards that P4 blue side of the map. Still trying to hit out, though, still towards this P3. 1 going to go on a flank. That's going to be Empo hitting out towards that general store. Maybe go all the way through, but just spot 1 player mid, so now he's going to have some players spawn up towards that P2 and start pushing from satellite.
Yeah, got to start pushing from satellite. In Minnesota, they did it on the first rotation where they chained that P3 to P4 pretty well, and it's kind of what got them, staying in this game, now cresting just over the lead with J-Ski, finding 1 towards the front, but he gets shut down. So these Houston players continuing this pressure up front, keeping these Minnesota players on their toes, but Soda towards this top, he's going to try and find these players and get them off this time, but not much to be found. Kind of just going to wait for his teammates. His teammates are going to find a couple in the feed, make that 3, make that all 4 for Houston falling in the feed. The break is good for Minnesota. The lead starting to grow slightly. If you're Houston, you got to go. You got to try and find something as your lead has diminished into a deficit.
You'll see the side of Houston Warthogs. 13 seconds left on this time. They're going to pick that up. They've got the spawns, but now you got to rotate over to the P5. 1 player in the middle of the map. That is going to be Dapper. Dapper, your player to look for, but guess who's next to him? It's going to be Soda. Does end up getting that kill with a little bit of help from the teammates. Some nice kills coming in from Minnesota. Got to watch out from that P2 push, though. Matty Ice is going to sneak through the back. So Iceberg maybe a chance to win that gunfight in the back of the map. Get his teammates pushed up. He wins it. Raiden 1 from the front as well. So now they should be able to get some green control, get themselves in that front. 2 from the front, 2 from the side. Empo, though, try to hit it out, picks up 2. We'll see what they can get going here for time. They've got to try to get these spawns. 2 more players in the back. Minnesota hitting quick, though, from the middle of the map. They did spawn out towards P1, but they're here to help their teammates out.
Yeah, that was a very good rotational sequence out of Houston to get those players, catch them on those rotations and spread them out with getting 1 towards the back as well. So They did good on those rotations, and that's what got them this break. So, but Minnesota, they're keeping this pressure on a little bit, but some players are going to fall with Houston finding a couple, make it 3. Last player remaining for Minnesota over towards his hill is going to be Soda. He gets 1. These players for Houston going to collapse around him, but now the full team force is going to be met. Soda going to find 2 towards top green, but 2 of him and a teammate will fall around him. So trades are good for Houston as the time going to remain in their hands, but Soda, he shuts that down on the next rotation of hills onto this P1. Houston holds this P1 quite well, so you're going to crest a little bit over that lead with these Houston players again with this early pressure up front on the contest.
Houston have done a very good job on the P1s. We'll see if they can do it again. Minnesota Floppr, though, this time around have some great map control. 2 players, though, from Houston going to be pushed out from that P2 side. 2 spawn back blue. The push coming in. Number 4 player Soda is on that time. Soaking it up right now for his team. They're going to be at the 210 mark now. See what they can get to. Empo gets taken down in store. Iceberg and Raiden do pick up some kills. Some kills back and forth. 2 for 2 on the map. Dap is going to get that last one. So now maybe an opportunity to make something happen. They get back on this P1. 20 seconds left here. But no matter what, obviously going to a P2. Minnesota's been great on these P2s. So if you're Houston, you want to try to get as much map control as possible as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, as you say that, all 4 players going to follow in the feed for Houston. Minnesota looking like they're going to collect the rest of that time, but these Houston and Minnesota players going to meet on this P2 with Soda finding that kill onto Info. So the opening time going to go the way of Minnesota. Only about a little over 25 seconds for the victory as now all these Houston players spawning back towards back blue. Info, he's shut down towards that green side, so now the pressure is on for Houston. 20 seconds for the victory. You got to find something, push something out. Dapo, he gets a kill over towards the top, trying to find that player on the time, but he gets shut down by Info. More players, the Houston force just unrelenting. J-Ski, he's over here trying to find this player laying down, but the team nade comes in and shuts that down. Nasty, he's gonna find 1. Dapo finds 1, make it 2. So trades still rolling in the feed, but the time remaining in the hands of Houston. So only about 11 seconds for the victory for Minnesota. At what point do you think they should, do you say, hey, let's rotate off this? But as I said that, they break onto the hill, only 5 seconds left for the victory.
You got to get the move on. 248, 249. Got to get on this time. Minnesota gets the kill, and just like that, 250 to 224 as Houston Warthogs are going to fall in the map 1. And Minnesota Floppr, they do it on the hill. They were absolutely perfect at all map long. That P2, they probably got a total of like, what, 100 points, 110 points at least on just P2?
I mean, yeah, potential on that B side if you get yourself in the right positioning. So getting right into this one now. Players all loaded in, no one lagging. Houston starting on the offensive side, and like we said, they're going to favor the A side of this map. Minnesota with a bit of a 2-2 split on the defensive side. The B push on the defensive side is, I mean, that is just, these Houston players are not ready for it. He gets good timing. He's
great timing.
Yeah, he's all the way in the back.
Yeah, he's going to sneak all the way behind these guys. They have no ID. He's already going to basically be back satellite over by Shaq at the moment. His teammate trying to make something happen from the front. Empo, though, trying to push on through from the Houston Warthogs. Nasty gets behind 1, takes down Dap. That's going to be a big kill, but is going to get shot from the side from Matty Ice. Big kill coming out of Iceberg there, so it just makes it 3-3. Does kind of break things up a little bit as J-Ski pushes through the middle of the map, picks up Raiden. Now going to be a 2v3 on the map. Iceberg's getting shot up a little bit over towards Mortel. Empo almost gets taken out.
He's going to get chased down, or maybe not. He gets weak. He hides behind the van, and the Houston, they don't commit to it. Nas over towards that P2 side on that A side. He's going to find a kill. So now all down left to Empo in his spawn. He gets 1. 26 seconds remaining, so you got to find these kills or get this bomb in a hurry. These Minnesota players do recognize that that bomb is down. But if there's a player that can do it, it is Empo. He's going to jump over that ledge, but Minnesota is ready for it. They get the kill, and they get that opening round 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely perfect, though. Like, out of Minnesota, a quick flank right off the start there. The number 5 player, Nasty, sneaks all the way around the back. Just gets perfect timing on Raiden, who's top blue window. He does peek it to make sure, like, oh, nobody's watching her side. He watches mid, watches side, watches mid, watches side, and just barely sneaks around that back half wall on the very back corner of the map there and gets behind them all, gets that early free kill onto Dapper, which is a phenomenal kill, right? You go take out the main AR, the guy who's shooting absolute laser beams on the side of Houston, and things are looking pretty good. But now Minnesota Floppr going to be on offense, going to send a bunch of players over here towards A. They do need to get the bomb out of spawn, but, you know, it's sometimes a tactic to just delay grabbing the bomb so it delays your push, right? So you can't get a little too overextended there. But we're going to see Empo very pushed up in store right now. So, like, Minnesota low-key has kind of given up a little bit of more map position than they probably wanted to, because they had to go back for that bomb.
Yeah, definitely not the kind of map position you want to give up, especially on this offensive side. You can really get pinned down in that A site if you aren't careful. But Empo, he's going to fall at the hands of Nasty. So now the opening blood and the kill in the feed for Minnesota. Jayski and
This is
Iceberg
so
kind of
crazy.
just coexisting right now. Who's going to spot who first? Iceberg, he spots one player, but doesn't know there's one right at his feet. Jayski in their spawn. He's going to find another one. Now
He's
all down
moving.
left to Dapo. All the players from Minnesota going to collapse around him, and he will fall. Minnesota give up some map positioning in the towards that middle side of the map, but it works out in their favor with Houston maybe getting a little bit too aggressive with that map positioning.
I mean, Jayski's moving right now. I mean, he's got his little Neptune spots going on as well. Not quite like Neptune, let's be real, but doing a good job just finding his credit corners, just waiting, trying to get some free kills on the map. More like Envoy, not quite like Neptune here. Yeah, definitely an Envoy thing here. But 2-0 lead to the Minnesota Floppr right now. Remember, they are up 1-0 overall map count as well, so pretty big for them. But now we're going to see Houston Warthogs going to get a little beefier over here, so they're going to push on over that way. One player is going to be mid-cut, so you got to watch out for that. Ryden going to push on up, spots that player, gets that kill. Got to watch out for top green now. He's got Dapper watching over the top. He spots him as well. Gets some nice little pre-fires off, tries to go at it with the pistol, does get taken down. So going to be 3v3 on the map, but Houston has quite the mid-pressure right now as they move this bomb up slowly towards B.
Yeah, and Bo is going to be the difference maker here as Dapo's going to fall from Nasty. So now man advantage in the hands of Minnesota. More Empo. He's going to get a kill. Iceberg finds one as well. So now all down left to Nas. I said Empo was going to be the difference in that round with that positioning over towards mid, and that's exactly what he does. He gets that kill to get that man advantage. So Nas, bomb planted on B. These players for Houston kind of just going to back up a little bit. Iceberg going to play this heady. You have all this time to work with. He's going to play this head glitch. Impo, he's going to play back in this spawn. Kind of just play for the timings here. Nos over towards this mid cut. These players are going to be back here. Chow's it. He finds the kill. A hop, skip, and a jump. An ego Chow with the kill. Now all down left to Impo versus Nas. 15 seconds remaining on the bomb. You got to hop on it soon. Impo, he's going to push over towards this plane. Some shots exchanged. No kill's going to be found, and he finds it.
I don't think he got it. I think he picked it up at 7-3. It's so close right now, but Nos doing everything for his team right now. Can he get the defuse? No! Oh my gosh. Matty Ice is absolutely sweating right now. He's like, boys, I swear I planted the bomb. But I tell you what, that is some crazy shots out of Nos right there. Lives the initial gunfight with Iceberg with 5 HP, full heal, start running around top green, trying to find where this last player's at. He's like, where's Empo laying down? Empo Chow's just trying to play timing, gets absolutely ripped off the plane.
I mean, yeah, when you hesitate for just a moment in a gunfight, that's what can happen to you. You can get absolutely lasered, but Houston did get that round on the board.
Oh,
so,
Boomstick.
Boomstick coming out with
first blood with the nade. Now you've got Nos with the sniper as well. You see Minnesota now trying to get some very fast A map pressure. Here we got 2 players pushing up. Gonna be Soda, and he's got some help with his teammates here. Jayski getting another kill there. Now gonna be only 2 players left on the map. Empo and Ryden, 2 players you definitely want in this situation. But we'll see what they can do. One gonna be up in that store. One gonna be very close to A bomb site. Gets chowed out. That's gonna be another kill going the way of Minnesota. Now gonna be a 1v4 for Ryden. Does get a kill over by the bomb. It is the bomb carrier. Gets spotted in the middle of the map. Gets sniped at. Goes for the re-engage and gets taken down.
Yeah, Minnesota making good work of it so far. Kind of just sticking him out in the middle there. He goes one way, you meet the sniper. Go the other way, you meet the other 2 members of Minnesota. So 3-1. You've got a decently comfortable lead in the search and destroy, but I don't know if any lead is safe with the 2 teams that we've got today.
No, I don't think so either. We saw, in the hard point, right? How many 20, 30-point swings did we have non-stop back and forth? I mean, mainly happening like in like the P2s and then what was it, like the P4, 5s, but we'll see what we can get here in the S&D. Down 1-3 at the moment. Houston Warthogs on offense, trying to get some map pressure. The nades are still flying in. Jayski and co are throwing some perfect nades, forcing these players back, getting some better timing in favor of their team. But Jayski 7-1 on the map right now. We'll see if anyone from Houston can start to try to counter that. I don't know how you do, but Soda gets great timing through the mid cut, picks up a kill there, trying to get more, but just calls out to his teammates, hey, we've got some good info now. We know what to work with. We've got an extra player.
Yeah, get the extra player. Now you've got an extra 2. The players for Houston falling all around. All the players for Minnesota pairing up for kills of their own. Iceberg,
Oh, they're
the last
hunting.
man standing. I mean, yeah, just talk about some vultures to some roadkill. Finding this player,
Oh
he gets
my
spotted out quickly and lasered down. Minnesota 4-1.
I mean, looking great so far, right? I mean, this Minnesota team is very, very lethal on the map. But look at J-Ski. I mean, this guy's just super annoying. But he's got his team help over the top there. There was a guy top blue shooting at Iceberg there as well. He's the one who initially called him out for J-Ski to even be able to turn around. But yeah, I mean, Houston, they're not out yet, right? I mean, they're down 4-1 right now, but this is not the end of the world. It's S&D. We see teams come back from stuff like this all the time. We'll see what they can turn around. We do see the boomstick in the hands of Matty Ice. We'll see if he can make that work out here. But Minnesota Floppr, the nades flying in, the stuns are going to follow, I imagine. Over towards this A point, Iceberg trying to peek towards this top side. No information quite yet, but a couple players from Minnesota trying to push towards that top. Okay, but a kill going either way is nasty, and Dap pick up a kill, one for either team, and Ryden sneaking around back blue, but he's got a player to beat out who I think knows he's here.
Yeah, I think they know he's there. He's kind of just trying to play for some timings. Back here, he's got no help. This is going to be a big gunfight as Iceberg with the boomstick
crazy.
shuts him down towards that red side as Nasty is going to win that gunfight towards that back blue area. So into a 2 versus 2. Bomb still in hand.
Yeah,
Trying to just play a little bit. Inspecting the gun, make sure it works properly. Never know.
Default skin. Nice looking default skin. Had to make sure the safety wasn't on. I appreciate that. Like you said, well, 2v2 on the map. Dapper and Matty Ice. The Fantissimo duo have played together for years and years at this point. Versus Soda and Nasty. Nasty 7-2. Soda has the bomb. They do have to plant. Is going to get spotted out. The first kill goes their way. Take out Dapper. One player left is going to be Matty Ice with this sniper. Bomb being planted at A. One player going to be in the middle of the map. One on the bomb. Obviously, that player in the middle of the map is rotating a little bit towards the back here. Matty Ice spots it out. Nice free kill with the snipe. One more player to beat out. He is going to be front store right now.
Front store right now. No player really knows where each other are. Have an idea if you're Soda where Iceberg is, but Iceberg just playing with himself. He catches that. He sees that player. You have 23 seconds left, so if you're Soda, you do have time on your side. He's just going to wrap this all the way around. I think Iceberg recognizes that. He's going to push this top side, and he shuts him down. Not even going to get a shot off. Minnesota on match point, 5-1.
I mean, great round right there out of Minnesota in the end. I mean, they bring it down to a 2v2. The side of Houston trying to fight that one back a bit, but I tell you what, I would love to see the Iceberg kill top P2 towards the beginning of the round, because he gets that kill at like point blank with the sniper. So I'm curious if it was just like a quick little drag scope or if it was like a no scope, what it was. Obviously, like aim assist on snipers this year is like, it's insane. So probably a little assist there, but also like this guy's insane as well. He's a great player. Matty Ice is one of those dogs. And now down 5-1. Houston Warthogs, bomb in hand, have to make a play. They're got 2 players pushed up towards the middle of the map, getting pretty aggressive as far as what their map strategy is. One player trying to feel out towards the B side.
Yeah, trying to just feel some stuff out as Dapo's going to find that opening kill. So if you're Houston, you got to start finding these opening bloods, and that's what they do. Empo towards the middle of the map. He's going to find one. Nas with the sniper shuts him down. Man advantage still in the hands of Houston, but there you go. They find some quick kills. They find it 5-2, and maybe they're trying to do what Gentlemates can do and come back down 5-2.
It's tough, right? It's definitely tough, but it's not undoable. But we see some great side pushes and splits going on this map, right? And they're showing another one as he just hits that top green, gets that player directly in the back there. But like you just said, down 5-2 right now. Houston Warthogs have a very, very clean round right there, right? That's exactly what you're looking for when you're down quite a bit of rounds. You need to get something going. You need to try to make something happen on the map. You just kind of have a nice quick one, get right back in it. Now you're on defense. But the side of Minnesota Floppr, they're grabbing this and they're just sending 3 players right towards A. 1 player staying back top blue, watching over that mid push. But riding here close on the A bomb. He's got a teammate up top as well. He gets shot from above. No one watching over the top. No one was at top green to see if there was any pressure coming. And just like that, down a player. Iceberg does get a kill with the snipe though.
Yeah, makes it into a quick 3v3, and Houston did a good job there of recognizing where the hole was, or Minnesota, sorry, recognizing where the hole was in that defensive setup is Nasty. He's going to find that kill. Now the man advantage for Minnesota. Empo towards the middle of the map. He's going to find one and get away with his life. So now into a 2 versus 2. Iceberg, he gets weak. He backs up. He does have the sniper rifle, so not quite what you want, but Empo, he's going to find that kill. So now all down left to J-Ski. He is going to spot Iceberg with some good timing, so now into a 1 versus 1. Empo versus J-Ski, the 2 X factors for their respective teams. They're going to meet right here on the stairs, and J-Ski catches the timing to shut him down. Minnesota take the map 6-2 and lead the series 2-0.
That's tough. I mean, you get the 2 aces against each other, and I low-key thought Empo had this Houston Warthogs team to make something happen here, right? This is a team that knows being down every once in a while. They do have some pretty fabulous comebacks, so we'll see if they can get it done here. So, the side of Houston Warthogs trying to battle out for the middle of the map, but 3 kills go the way of Minnesota. J-Ski with 2 right off the bat there, so things are already getting spicy. Dapper and Empo try to counter back. They do get a couple, but they are going to lose another in the process. So, side of Minnesota already trying to get a little bit more map control. They've got a player all the way pushed up into control, so we're going to see things as Dapper does kill that player, but still here mid-map, trying to make a move over towards A. Bomb in hand for Minnesota.
Yeah, you're going to see this side that Minnesota's on. They are going to favor this A side a decent amount with 2 kills rolling in the feed. J-Ski being the frontline man. Here he is with the gun, with the pistol. He will fall, but the bomb still in the hand of Nasty. He's just going to run it in. The relenting front force from Minnesota is too much, and the opening score goes their way. The kills still rolling in the feed. The device now going to respawn over towards this top side. Dapo, he's coming in for the counter attack. J-Ski, he's going to get a kill, but he will fall.
Go.
No players for Minnesota anywhere near here. He's just going to run it, and he's going to score. 2 quick scores in quick succession from both these teams. I mean, we're getting exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, but a phenomenal answer, right? If you're Houston Warthogs, you have a tough start there. You get pushed out over towards your A site. You end up giving up a score there. But now you're countering it out, right? You're getting some great pressure in return. You got a really fast second cap. Well, second overall map cap, but your first cap. Now you've got a chance to get your second cap on the board. Raiden going to push on through. Going to score that one up. Dapper with 2 just like that. Maybe a chance to chain another. They're getting the kills they need. 1 player in the middle of the map to deal with, though. That is going to be J-Ski. So now, just like that, your teammates have to kind of push back, get a little bit more map control back, because J-Ski's still being annoying. His teammates pushing in, collapsing, helping him out, getting those kills on the map. Dapper goes down as well. Everyone from Houston on a quick little respawn. As you see, look at the number 1 player in the back. Nasty's pushed all the way up into B right now. He's got a chance to just be very annoying. Gets spotted out, gets taken down, but this bomb, he is moving up towards A. Soda is there, picks up 1, does some damage on a second, as we're going to just see this thing get juked right on back towards B.
Yeah, going to move over up towards this B side. Trade's kind of going back and forth in the feed, but J-Ski, he's trying to find a hole right here. But these Houston players, they are here for it. They're going to shut that down. 4 in Nas. He's here, though, in this spawn. He's moving and schmoving, but the counterattack is in order. The counterattack, all these players from Minnesota were so committed on the offensive force that no one was there on defense. And Dapo, some trade's going to roll in the feed, but he is there to pick it up and pick it in.
Yeah, we're moving right now. Yeah, Dapper always changing up his name nonstop, just being annoying. He's got his RuneScape ID up there. But Empo with 2 right there does end up going down as Nas takes him down. But no big deal, though. Just being annoying at a minimum, right? You see Houston Warthogs trying to push back out of their spawn right now, trying to just defend this B side. 2 players from Minnesota pushing up the middle of the map. That's going to be J-Ski and his boy, as that's going to be Soda, I believe, with him. But the kill's going back towards the side of Houston. That bomb's just moving right now. He's going to slide on through. Getting shot. Does get taken down. Dapper. He does have that cruise missile in the back pocket, though, so something to look out for there in the future. I didn't realize he had that. But he's 10-7 on the map, so not too crazy. But we are going to see Minnesota now. Bomb back in their hand. Minute and 30 left on this time. Houston 1 score away from ending the round. Minnesota going to need 3 more to end the half. But they're pushing up towards B, completely uncontested. Going to get themselves up to the 3-2 mark. Down by 1 score still, but not upset. Empo with 2 with the nade, but you got time on this ball reset. These players are going to respawn, but watch out for number 5. Raiden going to make some noise in the spawn.
Yeah, Raiden, this is going to be the factor here, but J-Ski, he shuts that down. 2 kills now in the feed for Minnesota. Empo, he shuts him down, turns over towards Dirt and finds another. Both teams kind of feeling each other out on this 50-yard line. Tutu's in the feed a little bit, but Dapper, he's going to find 2. Device not really going to be picked up by anybody. Both teams kind of just feeling it out, trying to get some map positioning. Raiden, he's going to pick it up over towards mid, try and get somewhere with it, but he goes down. 3 going to fall in the feed for Minnesota, but Nos is there to shut that down with 2 of his own. Iceberg there to chow him. He jumps out, doesn't get the kill. He's gonna chow again. The pistol, he finds that kill. Chowing with a gun that he picks up off the ground and falls. So both these teams are just shooting lasers at each other back and forth, with both teams kind of coming to a standstill.
Nos, just like the S&D, Nos will not duck a chow. This guy will chow anybody, and he does a great job with the jump chows. But now Houston trying to move this bomb up one more time. Gonna lose 2 players in that process. Last player with the bomb does go down. Just like that, maybe an opportunity for Minnesota to push on up. 4 players stacked up over towards the A side. Opportunity to make something happen. 1 going for mid-zig. That's going to be J-Ski. Picks up that kill. Matty Ice, though, just trying to be annoying. Had that nice little kill with the nade. Does go down. The score comes in. Last second, ties it up going into the half. And Minnesota definitely not upset with the way that ended.
Yeah. They got that score right at the last minute to tie it up 3-3. And this, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen an overload played like this before. It's just, they're just going ham. I mean, this looks like ranked play. They're just throwing haymakers on haymakers at each other. Both these teams just, they're swinging for the knockout punch every single life.
Yes. I mean, I feel like the spawns feel different. I feel like what we've seen before the big update that came out, I feel like people were spawning more on the site that was being pushed by the bomb. And now it seems like they're just automatically being spawned towards the opposite side. I don't know if there's actually a change or not. I just know there was a big update. I doubt they changed spawns, but I'm just noticing that it just seems like people are. So the points did move. That's a good point. I forgot about that. So maybe the points moving adjusted how the spawns work, just because we do know spawns are also objective based a little bit. So
yeah, a little bit. I'm not sure if they moved any points on the exposure overload.
Yeah,
I have
sure. It doesn't
no
look
idea.
Like it. I know the movements were very minimal as well, so maybe the minimal movement was to make it so that the spawn, you don't just spawn directly in front of the bomb, because that was pretty annoying, not gonna lie. I mean, Dapper tries to make something happen there, does get taken down. Nos cleans up at the end, grabs that bomb, just rotates back to his teammates here. He's got 1 lead blocker out front. That's gonna be Nasty. He's got 2 players who spawned up directly in front of him. Nasty gets 1. Nos, Juki towards the middle of the map. Gonna go right on back. 1 player to beat out on the site. Gonna be riding. His teammates are spawning on top of him, though, to help him out. The kills do come in, though. He's just got to slide on in, and Nos gets his team up 4-3, first cap of the second half.
Yeah, that was a good push for Minnesota. They, you know, played it a little bit patient. They got the kills that they need, with Nasty being the front man, finding some big kills. So Nos off the cap, working his way over towards this. He's still in this player spawn, so this is like a little bit of a parasite that you got to deal with, as Iceberg eventually going to take him out. Dapper, the kill's going to come in through the glide bomb.
And they
4 in the feed.
Number 8, Empo was pushed up.
Yeah, Empo pushed up 8, spawns them out over towards that A side, and the score is going to come in. So now it's tied once again. But 4 in Nos, he's over here on this side looking to get a counterattack with all these Houston players stuck out towards the middle of the map.
Gotta be careful. That number 4 player, yeah, Nos is being so annoying this map, hitting some crazy gunfights at the moment for his team, winning some big ones. But he does go to, actually he doesn't. He gets that kill on Matty Ice with the pistol. Raiden, though, going crazy with the sub. Needs a little bit of help over here towards that bomb. Gonna be a couple players from Minnesota on site. They're gonna grab this thing, start moving towards A, nice and slow. 1 player mid box to deal with. That's gonna be Dapper, not the guy you want to see up there, but he does go down. Empo with 2, though, maybe looking for a 3rd. Empo trying to rip Nasty off the heady. Isn't gonna reach out. Does see this bomb down here. His teammates are spawned back up. Got to figure out where these Minnesota players are chilling. Soda picking up that mid corner. He's gonna get 1 for free. His teammates should be here to help him with the 2nd.
Yeah. Some trays rolling in, but Nasty finds a quick 2-piece. They line up for Nasty. Nos finds one as well, so kind of pinning these players back here is Nasty with the device. He's going to run it in. 5-4 now, Minnesota, the lead. I mean, no lead is safe. I know you got the lead. There's still 2.5 minutes to work with if you're Houston, so it is not over yet with the device spawning once again towards the middle of that map.
Oh, J-Ski just being so big in the spawn, though. Picking up those 2 kills right there. His teammates still just putting pressure on them. This bomb gonna make its way all the way out towards outer B. 1 player to beat right now. Actually make it 2. can't talk anymore. But now we're going to see it rotate back over towards the A side. You've got some lead blockers over on Minnesota. The number 1 player, Nasty, is pushed up. Number 4 is directly with the bomb carrier. Number 2 going to be over towards that solar side, does go down. But now you're going to see Houston try to hit their retake. Got to watch your back, though. Picks up 1. Nasty gets a little help with the second. Little team kill made there coming from the side of Houston. Ryden, though, picks up both. When you need him most, he shows up. Down a little bit in the KD ratio, but this is a guy when you need him, he's going to be there. The side of Houston do need a score on the map. Ryden going to be on a 5-3 before going down there. This bomb moving up very quickly, but the side of Minnesota are spawned up and ready to counter.
Yeah, they're ready to counter. I like the way Minnesota is approaching these defenses. You know, they kind of go down in the feed. They lose the map positioning, the device in the hand of Houston. They kind of regroup together. Ryden with a 2-piece with the nade, by the way. Dapper, he finds one as well. So 3 going to fall in the feed. Dapper!
What a chow!
Ego chow of the century finds that one, but the device over here towards this B side. He's going to try and run it in. Iceberg on the 5-yard line gets shut down. Only player left remaining towards that A side is Empo. He's going to find one.
It's Empo,
Kind of gets behind the players. If there's someone who can do it, it is Empo, but he gets shut down.
This bomb now in the hands of Minnesota. 50 seconds remaining. They're not going to park this bus. They're going to go for the score, but the kill does come in. Soda is going to be behind these Houston players. Hopefully he's accounted for. We see this bomb trying to move up. It's Jayski above the bomb right now. Has some teammates here in the area. Jayski just trying to push back, figure out where this bomb's going to be at. They do have a player behind the bomb carrier. Does get that kill. 34 seconds remaining. Minnesota getting some kills on the board, but just like that, Ryden pushing up gets another 2-piece on the board for himself. Now 18 and 28. Still down a bit, but doing his best to fight back. Houston have to make the play now. Nasty with 2 more, but the bomb carrier still alive. Dapper trying to make the clutch play. Gets some nice damage, but not going to get a kill. His teammates, though, maybe an opportunity to make something happen with 13 seconds left.
Yeah, 13 seconds left. They're going to park the bus. Not going to give these Houston players a chance. You know, when you're down 1 with little time left, you're forced to stagger yourselves, chow in 1 by 1, not really having any time to regroup and formulate the kind of push that you want in Minnesota. They clutch up in a crazy map number 3, 5-4, and they overload to take the series 3-0 in convincing fashion.
Yeah, they do a great job, obviously. I mean, this map 1 and 3 were pretty close, right? The S&D is really the one that they put on a show for, right? Winning that one 6-2 and looked very impressive. But, man, I mean, what a back and